This episode is brought to you by the Human Torch and his bank loan. What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 47 of Battle Talk, a Blizzard gaming podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me are the now familiar faces of Dom and John.
I don't know what to do in front of cameras.
Oh, I was going to say, this is going to be a one-man speaking podcast, isn't it?
We should have done the whole podcast in sign language.
I just awkwardly looked at each other and nodded, in sort of agreeance.
You guys are going to kill me here. So, Dom, you're in an interesting location there.
Me?
You.
Where am I?
In front of a 30-foot tall blood elf.
No, he's not 30 feet tall yet. That's when, you get halfway through.
Okay.
Phase 5, that's when he gets 30 feet tall.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Because power equates to size.
That's how Blizzard...
Yep, that's how Blizzard.
Is that still a thing?
Is there 5
NPCs
phases or
that are
is there
bosses?
6?
I don't know if that's a thing still with their bosses. Not always, no. And what was that, though?
Okay.
Is there 5 phases or 6 phases?
5.
There were a lot for that fight.
Are there
Yeah.
even fights that have that many phases anymore?
There are no fights that last. I mean, there are some long fights, but none that possess the craziness for me of Kael'thas.
I don't even think Mythic Garrosh had 5 phases.
No, he didn't, I don't think.
I think he had 4.
Yeah. But yeah, you advisors one at a time, the 7 weapons, advisors all at once with double health, then Kael'thas, and then Giant Kael'thas.
Oh, wait. There was a 6
Phoenix come
phase.
out?
There was
The
a 6
Phoenix,
phase.
right?
The Phoenix is more normal
When
with
you get
Kael'thas.
thrown up into the air and you have...
You don't really. That was part of Phase 5.
No, because there's still
Yeah.
time on the ground before that happens. There's 6 phases.
Alright, fine, whatever.
You just outgear it and level it now that you skip that phase entirely.
Yeah. So the reason he's in front of Kael'thas is because Heroes of the Storm news. Kael'thas has been confirmed to be the next hero.
That's not why I'm in front of Kael'thas.
Whatever.
I just really want to do... I want to kill him to get the Phoenix mount. So I'm reminding
If you
myself.
get the Phoenix mount live on the air, I'm done.
Dumb. You know what
Yeah.
you must do.
I will be totally
I'll
done.
save it for the very end of the show.
Do it. Save it for the very end of the show.
You
So
already played Hearthstone on your phone.
he's
I
been
mean-
confirmed to be the next hero. We speculated this a while back, right? He was one of the theorized
Yes, we did talk about
possibilities.
that for a while.
We don't exactly have an official release date. The theory is that he'll be released for the start of open beta, which is May 19th. And there is a Q&A being held on Reddit on the 12th of May at 2:30 p.m. for all kinds of info with him. I'm guessing they'll answer every question you can think of. Hopefully.
Will there be Flame Strike?
I hope one of his ultimates is Flame Strike. Or
Well,
one of his main
better be one of
abilities.
his normal moves. You better have Flame Strike and Summon Phoenix. Otherwise, I'm walking.
If they make it one of his ultimates, though, it's got to be, spectacular.
Oh, God, yeah.
Worthy of being an ultimate.
Yes. Agreed.
So, excited?
I'm very excited. He's one of my favorite characters from that whole universe,
Yeah, I've been wanting him for a while, but I was more excited for Sylvanas, to be completely honest.
Yeah, that was,
Sylvanas is my favorite night elf.
wrong elf. Anyway, I
Night elf?
Close.
read an interesting thing today.
A high elf.
Yeah, she's a high elf. Or was a high elf. I was reading an interesting article today where they say that Sylvanas is right where they want her as far as power goes. She has a near 50% win rate, as close to 50% as they could have hoped for. The only thing they're not happy about is that her other ultimate possession is almost never taken.
Right.
Wailing Arrow is just, it's eternally
Not
better
good.
right now than possession.
Yeah.
So
They
they
have to
said
adjust possession.
they said they're looking for ways to adjust that to make it a more viable pick. But as for now, Sylvanas is not going to be changed anytime soon. So if you think she's overpowered, deal with it.
Yay.
So what do you think Kale's abilities are going to be? I don't think they released any info on that yet.
I think he's gonna get 30 feet tall and step on people.
I know one of
Yes.
his abilities is Pyroblast, 100%.
You think so?
I forgot who confirmed it for me, but it was one of the CMs back in November at BlizzCon.
Pyroblast.
Yeah, but that was back at BlizzCon.
True, it could have changed. I forget if it was Spirian or Trixler. They said that, going around pyroblasting people is a ton of fun. And I was just like,
Pyroblast.
Yeah, I mean anything
So-
can change from now and then, but for ultimate, I would like to see him summon like a circle of weapons around somebody.
a circle.
That would be
of
really
weapons.
fun.
That would be cool. but
Or remove gravity for a short time.
that too would
just
be
make
fun.
your heroes float
Even more
away.
fun.
That would be really funny.
Create
I mean,
create a zone of gravity lapse.
yeah, something like that. I feel like he has to have Flame Striker or he's not Kael'thas.
And he's got to have a Phoenix ability of some sort. Otherwise,
Yeah.
he's not Kael'thas.
Or maybe his ultimate, he could just shove a shard of the Sunwell crystal into his chest and become more powerful temporarily.
No, that would be interesting.
Or even, well, he's also a Blood Elf, so some kind of mana drain, energy drain, something like that, because, they're all mana addicts, so they, maybe, I think he had mana drain in Warcraft 3, so I could see him having something similar, with, maybe a slowing effect attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, he had Flame Strike, Banish, Mana Drain, and Phoenix.
Flame Strike would be nice.
Flame Strike he has to have. I mean, there's literally no option.
I'm looking up what a Blood Mage did. Flame
You know,
Strike,
he's-
Banish, Siphon Mana. Yeah,
I did it.
you did it. And his ultimate
I
was
remembered.
Summon Phoenix.
Summon Phoenix. Yeah.
That might still be his ultimate then.
I don't see why not.
I don't see a reason to change
Unless they plan on putting in an independent Phoenix hero.
it.
I mean, who knows?
No, you could just have him run around and hide murky eggs that hatch into phoenixes.
That
Mhm.
hatch into Phoenix eggs. Yes.
See, it was interesting because Siphon Mana wasn't Mana Drain, it was Siphon Mana, and he could use it on allies to channel mana into them.
I mean, would that be
Yeah.
so bad that if
That would be a
So
very
let's-
interesting mechanic.
let's
It's
say
a mana
every
battery. Yeah.
no, but let's say every minute he get a cooldown where he can hide an egg, and if the egg's not found, it hatches into a phoenix. Doesn't have to say it have to be an ultimate.
That's kind of how it worked in Warcraft 3. The Phoenix would burn its health would burn down and would turn into an egg in like 20 in a few maybe 15 seconds it would rehatch
Mm-hmm.
and then you'd have to deal with the Phoenix again. So
There's no timing here, but yeah, when
yeah,
the
it
Phoenix
doesn't say.
dies, it creates an egg that will hatch into a Phoenix.
If
Yeah.
the egg dies, then it dies, right?
Yes, kill the egg, the Phoenix is dead. Kill
Yeah.
the Phoenix, you still got to kill the
I like
egg.
what they just suggested, having a Phoenix mount. I dig that.
I think that,
That
too.
would be cool too.
Yes.
Mhm.
That
But
should
he's-
come in the Kael'thas bundle.
But like you were saying, Mike, the whole mana battery thing with Siphon Mana, like giving people mana, because he used to be able to take in mana above his maximum
Right, it would
It would
drain
drain
off
off
quickly,
really quickly,
but yeah, he was able to siphon and go above his max mana.
and then give to his friends and stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was
So that would,
interesting.
right,
That would be really cool. Is just giving restoring mana to your allies.
and not make it like a mana restore like Innervate was or is for Malfurion.
Right.
It's a transfer, as in you're giving up
Right.
your own mana to give it to other people.
Or even like a transference, a swap.
Yeah, anything like that. A
Swap your current mana with theirs, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That'd be
That way, I don't know actually, because there could be some griefing involved in that. If you have no mana and you swap with a teammate and take their full mana bar, I could see some people getting pretty upset about that.
They wouldn't.
salt levels.
No,
would
they couldn't
rise.
do that. They couldn't put an ability where you just take your allies' mana.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be terrible.
Give, yes, take
Maybe your
no.
opponents.
Take your opponents, sure. That would be horrifying for them.
It would.
I'm a little broken for support. Oh, look, you're a support. I'm going to steal all your mana. No, you're useless. Go, run away.
Look at all these flame strikes I can cast.
Look at all this fire.
Fire Phoenix, Fire Flame Strike, Fire Pyroblasts, and now you have no mana.
Indeed.
That would not be broken at all.
So,
Hey, I used all your mana.
Yeah,
Give
you
me more.
used it all. That's pretty exciting that he's coming out. So, speculation again. Who's coming next?
Butcher.
Butcher?
Butcher could be cool.
Yeah, Butcher and
Or
the Crusade, the Diablo 3 Crusader.
The
People
Crusader.
are foaming at the mouth for.
I would shit the bed for that guy.
I would
In
love
fact, they
for
already
them
have.
to sneak an Overwatch hero in just randomly. Like
Just
maybe
throw Tracer in there.
maybe get the information at BlizzCon. That would be really cool announcement for BlizzCon is to get like Tracer or something in there. But yeah, or Reaper. Reaper would be great.
Reaper would be pretty
Jake
great.
suggested Rexar, and I'm totally down for Rexar.
Rexar would be amazing.
Another, yeah, you do Reaper. I don't know if Reaper would work as a stealth hero. I was just thinking, add another stealth hero in. They have the two right now, Nova Zeratul. But, I don't know who else they can make work that way.
And I feel like all of them are easy to implement because they basically have 4 abilities, like Heroes of the Storm character does. So it could very, very easily work. But I just, they're probably not going to do it until Overwatch is at least in beta, which is kind of silly. But it'd be really cool if they were just like, hey, look, randomly Reinhardt's here. Have fun with your
Yeah.
Cyber Paladin.
Have fun with the Cyber Paladin.
Or give us like Winston.
Yeah.
Just have him
Big
go.
bro.
You, know,
Ape.
you said
Crazy
Cyber
ape.
Paladin. That's going to be Uther's new skin.
Have him go bananas.
Well, he already has the medic from StarCraft 2.
Right, he does have Battle Medic.
I'm telling you right now, I still want Rock and Roll Racing.
Didn't they say that was going to happen?
Just trucks.
Yeah, but I still want it.
Well, yeah. You still want it. They gave us the Lost Vikings. Now, it'll probably be a while before we get, the rock and roll racing people. Gone. Brain. No worky.
I would not mind. Is there a Tauren hero in the game yet? Is there?
A Tauren? There's Elite Tauren Chief.
We don't have. But yeah, but like a real character.
No, there isn't a real
No.
character.
There's no like Cairn. There's no Bane, Bloodhoof, or
Mm-mm.
one of them would be cool because I like Cairn. He's a cool old man.
Yeah,
Those
that'd be
things
pretty
about
good.
stuff.
That'd be an
And he's
interesting
also
thing.
dead.
He's also dead.
I like to see him again.
Wouldn't we all?
But reincarnate didn't work this time. It's not fair.
No, it did not work. That was his ultimate, reincarnate.
It was. He just got back up.
He just got back up.
Bane. Bane would be good. I'd like Bane.
Yeah, Bane works.
Yeah, Bane would be awesome.
Or Karn, yeah.
So, Kael'thas, coming soon. Probably when open beta starts is what they're shooting for.
I want
But
Snake Sanders. Give me Snake Sanders.
you'll have Snake Sanders eventually. It may be,
All right,
it
Harrison
may be
Jones,
next
Play Pocket
month.
Racing.
Maybe
Um,
next month and maybe next year. Or never.
I don't even know where my Rock and Roll Racing game is right now.
It's probably somewhere around.
Hold on.
Mine's installed on my Xbox.
He's going to look for it.
Of course he is.
Of course he is. So, I'm going to wait for him to get back before we go into the
No, you're not.
Hearthstone.
You're not waiting for nothing.
Fine, I'm going right into the Hearthstone card
You're
map.
going right into boom, Rock
look
and
at
Roll
that.
Racing.
Racing! Oh, you have an actual copy. That's incredible.
I have an actual physical copy. I love this game. This
That's
is like
so
my
cool.
favorite racer ever.
That's actually pretty awesome. Well, lucky you. You still have that. I still have all my SNES games. Never got Rock and Roll Racing, though. Kind of regret it. But, what I was saying, card back. Hearthstone. Weekly reminder. New this month, for the month of May, the Ninja card back.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Ooh,
I like it.
It's nice. It's another good card. I mean, Ninja.
Confirmed Ninja expansion.
Confirmed Ninja expansion. Yes, ninjas are the next subtype.
The next tribal.
Yes. The next subtype. So yeah, we talked about that. Beast dragons. Now it's going to be ninjas. Fuck undead. We're not
Ninjas.
getting undead.
Fuck
We're getting
undead.
ninjas.
It's not real.
So like usual, rank 20 before the end of May. You got it.
We
Easy.
already have the Ogre Sensei ninja.
So
Yeah,
you
we
need
don't
more
have ninjas.
ninjas.
We have like the Raven. We have a bunch of stealth minions that could be considered ninjas, I guess.
Exactly.
Ravenhold Assassin, Raging, the Stealth Ward, whatever it is. I forget its name.
I never knew its name. So
Patient Assassin.
the last 5 weeks we've talked about the Blackrock Mountain adventure. I almost said expansion. And all of the fun
Recent.
bosses it added and all the lovely cards. So that's it. It's done. It's all released fully. Thoughts?
I serve literally no purpose anymore. I'm just here now.
He's
He's
just,
just
here. Now.
here. We're stuck with you.
So thoughts on the whole adventure?
It got real in the last 2 weeks. I have to say,
It got real.
like, it got real hard.
I
It wasn't so
actually
bad
have-
now.
so I still have 2 bosses from last week's that I have not done yet. I have Chromagus and Nefarian on Heroic.
Mm-hmm.
This week, I was so busy. I didn't even have time. I was gone for the weekend. I didn't have any. I left Thursday. I think like an hour after it dropped. Didn't even get to play it and didn't get home until late last night. And so I played today. And I made it through everything on normal, finished the class challenges. So I just have to go back and finish the last, like, what is it, 4 or 6 heroics I have left. So,
6, yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god. The last Nefarian fight was genuinely difficult. Like, even on normal mode.
I didn't have an issue on normal. I played my my rogue mill deck, and it was super.
Oh, you milled them.
It was super
Okay.
easy.
I was playing a paladin, my generic mid-range paladin deck, and I couldn't keep up when he switched back from Onyxia to himself because he wiped your board, and I was like, I have nothing. I don't. So I could never recover from him wiping the board again for free on my turn. Fuck you. So I was like, well, what's the only card in the game that can give you continuous advantages no matter what he does? And I'm like, Jiraxis. I'm going to be fucking Jiraxis. And he can't handle a 6/6 Infernal every turn. No one can. So that is how I won. I just
Excellent.
used a Warlock, I turned it into Jiraxis, I said, and that was it.
I mean, a lot of minions, I guess, that have death rattle effects would be good for going over, but I haven't tried it in heroic yet. So,
Mm.
like, even Sludge Belcher is not too bad because at least you're getting a 1/2 taunt when it gets wiped. So,
You could probably pull a Fugan and Stalag
yeah.
stuff too.
Yeah, that would probably be good. But no, I played one game through with a warlock, like a demon zoo deck that I was using,
Mm-hmm.
and I got when the board got wiped or whatever, I was pretty screwed. I got close. I think I had him at 7 health at the end of that. So, it was the board wipe that got me. That was why I couldn't finish it. So I was like, he doesn't play a whole lot of minions. And the ones that
Not
he
really.
does play is mainly the ones from his hero power. So I was like, I'm just going to mill him. And he wasn't really summoning a whole lot of minions up until at least turn 6, and I was able to prep Vanish and, do a lot of finagling that way. And I had him drawing cards when Onyxia came down. So, or drawing no card. Like, he had no cards left at the point when it was still Onyxia. So...
Wow.
At that point, I just milled him for death until switched over to Nefarian and 2-shot him. So just threw the thing down, and he took 14 damage one tick, 15 the next, and then I ended turn and he drew a card, and he was dead.
Didn't even know that they needed to poke him with a dagger once. That's pretty funny. I have to try that for Heroic if I ever actually try to do it, because I'm in the same boat as you. I never did Chromagus in the Farian from last week, so
right.
I don't know.
Well, hard fights ahead.
But overall, well done. I mean, the fights, this last week's fights were some of my favorites. Like the Alchemist fight, I loved.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, ooh, he swaps everyone's attack and health. And I was like, this makes me happy. Because, like, I love the Crazed Alchemist card in the game. Because the 2/2 who swaps a minion's attack and health. And that thing is, like, super fun to use, like, to screw around with. Like, you can pull so many shenanigans with that card. Like, especially with the Priest. Because you could, like, swap someone's health into, like, Shadow Word Death or Shadow Word Pain range and, you know, make their lives a living hell like a Sludge Belt, or you could make Shadow Word Deathable, or, you know, whatever you want to do. And it was a really fun and relatively elegant mechanic. It was just really simple. Just swap their attack and health, and that's what happened. And it was a lot of fun to do.
It reminded me a lot of the Thaddeus fight from Nax, you know, because the Nax one, but it was every turn they got swapped, which made things really interesting. But this was just a permanent swap. But I even found cards like the Ironbeak Owl to be useful there, because you could just silence your own minion and have their attack and health swap back.
Swap it back.
So.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, there was lots of silly things you could do with that. I mean,
I really got to sit down and play this, because
probably should. We've only been talking about it for a month.
We've been talking about it for a month, yeah.
And he's getting more and more excited about it the more we've talked about it. So now he's decided at the point where he's already behind to catch up.
Oh, I'm so far behind.
Yeah,
I have barely any legendaries. So, like, if I wanted to build any of these decent decks, I couldn't.
Well, you'll get, like, 5 from doing these wings, so...
Mm-hmm. It's assuming I can do them in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, I just got enough dust up. I can craft a new legendary. So, I still don't have a Jiraxxus. So I am actually on the fence. All right. So here's the 3 that I'm choosing. I'm leaning toward Dr. Boom, but it's Jiraxxus, Dr. Boom, and Mal'Ganis are the 3 that I'm really considering right now. And I'm starting to lean more toward Dr. Boom because he seems just universally good. You
put him in everything. Yeah, I would say Dr. Boom. My general policy is neutral legendaries before class 1s, except for the case for the Paladin, because I was like, you don't play Paladin without Tyrion. Yeah, but I'm actually in the same boat. I'm
so close to Golden Warlock though that, like, I want it. So
yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with I would. It depends on what deck you're playing. If you're playing like a demon deck,
right?
Mal'Ganis might be a little bit better first, but it doesn't really matter. I'm too fine with either. Because right now I'm in the same boat. I'm among, let's see, Alexstrasza, because I want to actually finish my Freeze Mage deck.
Mm-hmm.
And again, neutral legendary, so I was like, you should get that first. I'm between Alexstrasza, Mal'Ganis, because I want to make the demon deck, and he's like the one thing I'm really missing from a good demon deck. And actually Grom Hellscream for the warrior, because you can't really play a lot of warriors. I mean, you can play Patron Warrior, but I kind of want to play Control Warrior, and you really need Grom, but you also need Alexstrasza. So I'm like, it sucks, because you're like, I really, really need all these 3 legendaries, but I only get 1, and I have to wait a long ass time until I get another one. Like,
yeah,
it's going to be another like while before you get another one, unless you get really lucky with like packs. But it's like,
yeah, I just blew through all my gold. I've been playing through, a bunch of arenas and stuff. So I'm down to 10 gold now. I have one more quest that'll give me 60 for tonight. So I have to get 2 more wins on, I think it's Druid or Hunter, which should be easy enough. But then after that, I'm going to try to get another like 60 gold quest for when the reset comes tonight for the 3 a.m. whatever quest. If I can get another 60 gold one, then I'm gonna do an arena, and then if I can, once I finish that, then I'll probably craft Doctor Boom because I always feel like I'm gonna craft Doctor Boom, and then the next pack I open is gonna have Doctor Boom in it, and then I'm gonna be really upset. So I just wanted to go through all my gold first.
I mean, you also get 500 dust if it is.
Yeah, but it's 500 dust versus I spent 1,600 to craft it.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know,
He's.
I mean, it's not a complete
worth
loss.
it.
You're right.
I mean, he's in. No, but I mean, he's in. I don't know if Blizzard's ever going to nerf cards that much again.
No,
Seems they really don't want to do that anymore. So I think he's here to stay.
I'm trying to be conservative toward my dust. Dust is pretty hard to acquire. You get like what, 20 dust for a pack. A typical pack. So
a normal pack, yeah.
Yeah.
Dust is precious. So now that Blackrock Mountain is done, what's next?
The next expansion.
Right, the next expansion.
Yeah, a full expansion.
We could speculate endlessly about what that would be. I honestly, for me, Goblins vs. Gnomes came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It really did.
So I'm not even going to say, let's speculate what the next expansion's going to be. We have no idea. Let's just hope it involves Death Knights.
I'm really gonna bank on the fact that next expansion may even come with an adventure, or if it doesn't. So if next expansion is in fact Death Knight, I'm expecting there to be undead cards and it to really like have synergy with that, and not necessarily only be like the Death Knight class that uses undead cards, because there's cards in the game that they can change to have undead. Like Sludge Belcher could technically be an undead card. They may not make Abominations undead because they're technically like patched together pieces of things, but there's like the ghouls and there's stuff like that they can make undead, make synergy and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like the Death Knight would revolve around using that in some way, shape, or form, and I could see them adding a lot of like death cards in there. And then even though they have not done this, and I understand why they haven't done it, because I would love to see Ice Crown as the next adventure paired with the Death Knight. But the reason that they haven't done stuff like that, because like Ulduar would have made the most sense to do with Goblins versus Gnomes, because it's a whole, adventure themed around tinkering and robots and, things like that. So you would think it would be a good fit, but at the same time, you're like, we just got an entire expansion full of goblins and gnomes and crazy inventions. Do we want to really add 30 more cards under that theme? Probably not.
No.
So you see they went with Dragon synergy here. Next they went with Death Rattle synergy. So maybe we might see for the next adventure something to do with battle cries,
That'd actually be pretty interesting. Battle cry synergy.
That would be cool. I actually just found this, and I remembered seeing it a while ago. But it was one of the big Hearthstone streamers, Amaz. You guys have probably only seen him once or twice. He made a whole thing about like how to implement the Death Knight, like all their class cards and everything like that, like just like cool ideas. So it's interesting. I mean, it's definitely like a way they could go with it, but I could put it in chat if anyone's really that interested in it. But
Go for it.
it's interesting. It was a cool. I remember seeing it a long time ago. I'm like, that'd be rad. I want to be Death Knights and blah blah blah. It would be really nice to have another tribe effect, and that's like an old Magic the Gathering term, but it'd be really nice just to have undead, and some kind of synergy there. I don't know. I mean, and like they're I think last year they were saying like, oh, we don't have any plans to implement a new class. I'm like, you kind of have to. Like, you have two obnoxiously popular classes sitting in your MMO, like, that you need to start acknowledging.
Mm-hmm.
I would not mind them doing like like another. If well, I know that their plan, I guess, is going to be like small, adventure expansion, then pack expansion, like between Nox and the gnomes, and then back to the Blackrock Mountain. But I could see them doing like a some kind of Northrend themed adventure, and
But
make you fight Arthas to unlock him.
if we are Death Knight, do you think we would be Arthas?
What other iconic Death Knights are there
That's what I'm trying to
really
think. It's
that
just
people
the fact
truly
that
know?
the Lich King being an enemy, it would be a little awkward to fight yourself.
Because it's Heroes of Warcraft. We don't play as. I mean, like Gul'dan's kind of evil, but he is evil, but it's like, would you play as because Arthas technically isn't even a Death Knight anymore.
Right.
He's the Lich King. So like that whole, unless it's just old Arthas before he became the Lich King, when he was just a Death Knight. But it's like a weird spot for him to be. I mean, maybe they could do what's his name? Son. Tyrion's son.
I forget his name, but yeah, Jake and Ida just listed a few: Darian Mograine, Thessarian, Coltair. There's a lot of
But do people know them?
Baron
At the same
Rivendare.
time, Baron Rivendare. I mean, he's already a card.
Right, he's already a card, but there's a well-known one.
What about Tharissian?
Yeah, he's Thessarian. Jake put him in chat.
Yeah.
The Sarian, yeah.
That's but Death Knight. That's
Or you know what you could even do maybe is one of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Mograine and whatever the hell their names were. Yeah, the Four Horsemen.
Mm-hmm.
They could work. Any of those
Oh,
could
see
work
why
as the
not.
Death Knight.
Yeah, I mean, like, as cool as it would be to play Arthas, everybody's just gonna play Arthas because it's Arthas.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It
I
sounds
want it to be
great and
real.
everything, but then my only issue is Arthas going against Arthas.
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. But I could see, like, you beating him as the last boss, and instead of getting a legendary, you get the character to play as. I don't know. It could be cool.
Could be interesting. I'm sure they'll figure out some decent system to put in. I have complete faith in the Hearthstone team at this point.
Yeah. And then we need to get, what's his name? The Brewmaster.
Well, I think you guys just said it. What about the guy that was the first in the original Naxxramas was a Death Knight, and then they took him out. He had the corrupted Ashbringer.
Mograine.
Mograine had the Ashbringer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because they took him out because reasons. Why
Reasons.
did it? Oh,
More
because
reasons.
at that point, didn't Tyrion have Ashbringer
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
back? So that he couldn't be there. Yeah. Wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, no. So I think he would be a cool Death Knight because people know him, you know.
Mhm.
And
More or less.
He could say something cool when Tyrion comes out. Or Tyrion could say something cool when he comes out. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
So-
my sword, asshole.
That's my sword, jackass. Moving on. World of Warcraft. More PTR stuff. The list of changes and data minings are gigantic. I'm not going to cover all of it, but it's on MMO Champion and places like that. Wowhead 2. All that crazy stuff. Notable mentions. Mythic bosses are already going onto the PTR for testing. So this patch may be closer than I thought. Yeah, this week, tomorrow, they have 2 mythics, then Thursday 2 more, and then Friday 2 more. So they're getting right there.
aren't they also
into
doing a
it.
heroic tomorrow too?
Yeah, they're doing Zul'Horak.
Mhm.
Heroic. It's going to be interesting stuff to see there. Some talent changes, some changes to the new tier set bonuses. Apparently, they needed changing.
How about they nerfing monks?
They're not really nerfing monks that bad anymore. Here's the big thing to take out of the changes to the text. Chapter 4 for the legendary quest. It's called Darkness Incarnate, and it used to be worded, acquire your legendary ring by completing Khadgar's quests, then finish his final task. They pulled that part out of the text. So it's just acquire your legendary ring by completing Khadgar's quests. Nothing about final tasks, so they're leaving that open.
Okay, I could maybe... That could just be because they're going to have a minor patch after and have something else to do during the minor patch.
It's possible. I don't know.
Cecilia still works.
I'm not saying there's necessarily going to be another tier after that. I'm not saying there's not going to be either.
Yeah, all right. And I'm 50-50 at this point. There could be another tier, or this could be it. So, I don't know. Also, if you want an Infernal Direwolf, be prepared to shell out 100,000 gold and 150,000 Apexis crystals. Because that's the going price.
Damn, I just spent all my gold on a white woolly rhino.
You did. Are you enjoying it?
I am. I love it.
Well, good man.
It's the only rhino in the game.
Is that true?
It is.
It's the only
rhino mount in the game.
That's actually pretty awesome.
So that's the main reason why I got it, is because it's got its own like animation, its own like walk and everything.
Oh, it's cute.
It's so different than all like you would think that it would walk like a Kodo, but it doesn't. It's got its own animation sets.
Its legs are a little longer, I think, than a Kodo's.
Yeah.
It's adorable. I want one in real life.
You want a woolly woolly rhino?
No. Yes.
Where are you gonna put it?
At Chrissy's house.
There you go.
Where's she gonna put it?
You just tie it to the fence outside.
Yeah, she likes rhinos. It's cool.
Okay, that works. So we're gonna cut over to some Twitter questions because they are yeah, look, she's in chat. I love Rhino, all caps.
Just that one rhino, though. She doesn't like any other rhinos.
One rhino. She just loves one
rhino.
rhino. I love Rhino, and its name is Rhino. So our Twitter questions that we have this week, we only got a couple, and they are related directly to World of Warcraft. Actually, one of them isn't even a question. It's just a statement from our weekly video question submitter, Jakeinator, and that is, First World Battle Talk show problems. I have so many funny, silly video sketch question ideas, but so few episodes left. Yeah, that's right. We're ending this on episode 50. That's 3 more after this one.
Yes. Well, Jake, keep in mind, we're going to go to a general gaming show. Each week we're going to pick a topic. We're going to know the topic in advance. We're going to be able to tweet out. You guys will have enough time, information, stuff like that. And when we know that there's going to be a Warcraft show, we're probably going to have a lot more time between. Like, we're going to be like, oh, okay, patch is coming up. So we're probably not going to cover it the day the patch information or that week the patch information drops. But we'll do, like, okay, 6.2 patch, whatever. We may not cover 6.2 just because we've talked about it in enough detail here. But that's not to say we're not going to cover it. But, for example, 6.2 patch drops. Or it's announced, whatever, there's like 2 months between. We're going to know right around the time that it launches that we're probably going to have a show based on that patch. I can guarantee you, I'm not even going to say almost, I can 100% guarantee you we will have a BlizzCon show. Mm-hmm. So this is definitely not the end of us talking about Blizzard games, and by all means, even if it's not a Warcraft question or whatever, we're going to take video questions. So if you're interested in any of our other topics, feel free to submit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now a real question. What is the item level of your guys' best toon, and what is Silent Chaos, that's our guild's, current raid progress? That is 9 out of 10 Heroic and Blackrock Foundry. The only thing we haven't killed in Heroic is Blackhand. And as far as my item... I need a second. Dom, what's your item level? You just looked at it.
685.
Is that equipped or total?
That is equipped.
Okay, I remember mine now. My total item level is 692, but that's because having an off-spec legendary ring skews that big time. But my DPS is 689 and my healing is 688.
Mine is whatever dungeon level gear was in
Looking
Cataclysm. So that's what it was on my paladin. Because it's about as far as I got. He's not. He might not be there anymore.
Oh,
I
he'll
think
be
I lost. I think I lost his name.
You couldn't have. Oh God.
No, they said they took all the old names away if they were inactive characters, so I don't have his name anymore.
Well, we shall see right now.
So I was still in Medivh.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm looking. Sorting alphabetically. Apparently, Wayne with 2 N's is a very popular.
It's a random name. It was one of the randomly generated names. So
that's probably why.
anyone who's random enough pretty much got it. I would be shocked if I was still there.
We'll see.
But I'm pretty sure they told me they took my name away a long time ago.
No, there it is. Rebels and Pirates.
Oh my
85.
God! There he is.
Oops, character
not available.
You haven't logged in for an extended period of time. We can't tell you what your eye level is. It's probably like 333.
It's been about years.
He's level 85, so
you
can figure it out from there.
You can figure it out from there.
Extrapolate.
At least you played Cataclysm.
I did for about 20 minutes.
Extrapolate from there. So those are our Twitter questions so far. If any more get submitted, we will cover them. But we are moving on to this week's video question. This is, I don't know, I think Jake sent in more video questions, but this one is labeled number 7. So this is the 7th one we've received via this method. And I gotta tell you, I am thoroughly impressed, as I am every week, with these questions. So without further ado, here we go. Jake and Eater's video question for this week. With the usual intro, everybody. Really love that intro.
Hello, Bell Talk. You know who it is. It's Jokeinator, and I have a question for you guys. But before I do that, I'm about to do something incredible stupid. Seeing my last attempt at breaking into Chalanon Jungle on the live servers by going undercover was quite the failure. Chalanon Jungle, here I come! Whee! What the... Damn you, invisible wall! However, I will try again, but this time by exploiting a glitch in the Matrix. Wish me luck. I'm going in.
Really, Jake?
What the hell? Where the fuck am I? It appears I might have broken the Matrix. What the... That didn't quite end the way I've planned. Oh well. While I'm stuck here in this void, I might as well ask my question now. What in all your time playing World of Warcraft has been the most funniest or bizarre glitch or bug in the game? While you guys figure that out, I will figure out how the hell I get out of this mess. Whatever this mess is. See you next week. Send help, please.
Send help, please. What the hell, Dom?
What?
Did you just like stick toilet paper to your face?
What are you talking about?
Oh my...
Yeah, that's what he looks like. How dare you?
Did you glitch the podcast out, Mike?
Sure. I probably did. Let's blame Jake. So, what has been our funniest glitch or buggy moment in playing WoW? John, do you have any? Someone you used to play a lot?
I mean, okay, so this is back when, probably in vanilla, I believe, remember, okay, so there's that zone that you can't get into that was, I believe, near, like, I want to say in the bottom corner, I think it's near Silith, where the hell is the bug zone?
Silithus, where
Okay.
AQ
Where
was?
Silithus, yes. There was a zone there that you could, like, kind of glitch yourself into. and run around in. That was interesting.
They they actually made it so you can get in there.
It's a zone now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also we busted into the Emerald Dream once. That was fun. That was weird because that was like kind of done, and they still haven't fucking used it. I don't think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like that was a fun little glitch fest because like there was like just unfinished parts of floor that you would just fall through, and it's like, well, I have to go Hearthstone out of this evil void, and yeah. So that was my favorite thing I ever did.
I have been in almost every single zone / raid before it's come out. I used to be an insane explorer. I have the wall jumping down to a T. I was in Hyjal back when Hyjal was Hyjal.
Yes, I did
Before
that too.
Cataclysm. There was the was it the cross thing, like the barricades, the like black and yellow checkered barricades, whatever.
Yes,
They were like under
yeah.
construction, and
Yeah.
it was over like by the World Tree, and I remember swimming down to the World Tree, and then there was an Onyxia style cave in there that you would
Yeah.
have to destroy your Hearthstone and use the unstuck feature to jump you forward through the cave, so you go explore the cave. It looked identical inside to Onyxia's.
Yeah, it was an
Cave.
Ixia.
Then there was another glitch in it was before Cataclysm, but it was in the original ZG, and you would zone into the original ZG, and you could climb up the wall that was created and jump back out to the other side of ZG, and you'd have a partially instanced Stranglethorn. And you were able to climb up some walls and drop down into the Blasted Lands on the other side of ZG, and finagle your way down a mountainside and actually find yourself in the original Outlands, what Outlands looked like in beta. So there was some really cool stuff in there. It looked unbelievably cool. I think the one that John was mentioning, the Emerald Dream, if I remember correctly, involved going in through Dead Mines, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You
gotta
had to
do
be like a
something weird
mage,
like that.
or either a mage or use that auto unstuck thing, and you had to warp yourself, blink, or
Dirt through.
go through the exit portal.
Yeah.
You're right.
And
that
you
was
would
it. I
get-
remember that.
It would spit you out in the wrong place,
Yeah,
which happened to be where Sarah lives.
yeah. So that was cool. And then my
Okay.
all-time favorite used to be the easiest one to get into was the Karazhan
Yeah.
Crypt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where you literally
was-
just had to die in front of the door, and then you could resurrect on the other side of the gate. And that place is still unbelievably cool.
Yep.
It's really, really difficult to get into now.
Mm-hmm.
Still
They
possible.
fixed a lot of that shit.
Yeah, it's still possible. Very difficult to get into. You need a class that can jump while they're falling. So any goblin actually works really well for it. So, but it requires you to have a really big mount to glitch yourself through a wall and stuff like that.
Do you remember the World Tree being like obnoxiously tiny in Old Hyjal? Like it was just like, that's not very tree-like. I remember it not having many branches or anything like that. It was just a stick.
Yeah,
It was just like a big stick
it is
with a road
ridiculous. I
sign in front of
remember
it.
I got into Black Temple before Black Temple opened, and it was just really weird looking. ZA, you could actually get in through the door, and then once you got in through the door, you'd walk around the back, and you would literally fall through the world. So the place actually didn't exist. So yeah, there was that.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
What was the
there's
place
also
that...
there's a portal. I don't know if it's still there. I think it is. In Stratholme.
Yes.
To the left of
Yes.
the slaughterhouse.
didn't do anything back then? I've gotten in there.
No, but
I don't think it
rumor
worked.
was that was the original way to get into Naxxramas.
Oh,
That makes
huh.
sense because Naxxramas, was originally floating above Stratholme.
Yeah.
Right.
God, I can't remember any like glitches or bugs. I had my share of them. None of the the glitching into other zones, but just random things happening.
What was the zone? All right, I have to remember. All right. So the zone where you find where like there's all the dinosaurs and shit, and I can't remember the name.
Angora.
It's there's Ungoro.
Angora Crater.
What was this? Yeah, Ungoro Crater. Yeah, there was a place you can glitch into from there too. I think, right? Was that the Silithus one too that I'm thinking of, or is it? There was a zone by there. I know I glitched into. I can't think of what it was. I'd have to look at the map.
Yeah,
but-
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But I know Silithus, if you swam around the back entrance before the gates opened, and then swam down and you were a mage, you could blink through the wall and actually get into AQ40 before that place was open.
I never did that. That's funny.
Yeah, me neither.
So,
Interesting.
I mean, I've been, like I said, I've been in almost every single raid or dungeon. And there's a lot of cool like little glitches and stuff that they're like now they're not as interesting. Like, if you would jump through like the side of ZG instead of, now you could just fly over it. You could see the original ZG, what ZG looked like in beta.
Yeah.
And it's very, very different. The temple that you fight Hakar on looks like Sunken Temple. Doesn't actually look like the same temple. And that's still in the game right now. If you did not zone in through the door and flew over the wall, you see beta ZG.
Sunken Temple.
Yeah, they've never updated that for Cataclysm when they allowed flying. So that was
Right.
actually
So,
weird.
Jake and Ader says in chat, that's glitches and hidden stuff. What about unintentional bugs, like ear-stealing helmets?
Or nose stealing helmets.
Or just hair-eating helmets.
Trying to remember, a while back, an animation got stuck for me. I want to say it was like that trinket you get in Fellwood, where you shoot the rainbow out of your hands at your target.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was that got stuck, and the target was dead, but the rainbow kept going to him, and I got on my mount and started flying away, and just the rainbow kept stretching out. Like, I was in where I was in Winter Spring, and it all stretched all the way back to Fellwood, and
That's crazy.
it when I portaled to Stormwind because I was on my mage at the time, and it stuck around for a few seconds stretching, but I don't know if it knew which direction to stretch in, and then it just disappeared finally. But that's the only little random bug that I found amusing that comes to mind. I mean, I've played since vanilla. I'm sure there were others, and I know I took screenshots of goofy shit when it happened, but
I know
Yeah.
when I won this expansion, on my screen, everybody was on their mounts in Everbloom, and they really weren't. So they were like fighting in combat, and it looked like they were all riding their mounts and fighting. It
I've
was just,
seen that happen
that's-
before.
Actually, kind of rad.
yeah.
That would be kind of rad.
Liz, please do.
Bliss,
I
please
remember one time I was a human, so I was dancing, and there's at one point in the human dance where they like kind of thrust their crotch.
do. Mm-hmm.
Except I stopped dancing, but he kept thrusting his crotch when I was walking around, and it was really awkward. And I really wish I had recording software back then, but that was like probably back in vanilla.
There's
Like that got stuck like that. It was weird.
There's also been countless glitches with weapons and stuff. Like, I know my character one time in Molten Core, way back now, was glitched, and it was fighting, and it was appearing as if I was empty-handed and was just punching things.
And your raid leader yelled at you.
Yeah, and they're like, "Is your weapons broken?" And I'm like, "No." They're like, "Well, you're just punching it." Everybody saw me like this. Everybody except for me. And my character, Undead, is actually, I think it still does this. If you are an Undead, like, female, unequip your main hand and go to, like, attack something. And you get into, like, this prone position where you plant your hand on the ground and you start wiggling your ass like a cat, like before a cat pounces on something. And it's the funniest thing, because I used to be a female Undead, but oh my god, it was so good. I still laugh every time I see it.
I can't even.
That's
I
really
haven't
funny.
looked since they did the character models updates and all that, but it was still working as of Cataclysm. I know that much.
They've probably fixed it when the models got updated. So
I don't know, because it was like a prone position attack, so it wasn't really a glitch, so to speak. It was an actual casting animation.
Was
Was it possible when they had cannibalized still? That it was the animation used for that? that you were seeing?
No, because that was like they would just scoop things
Yeah.
into their mouth. It took them. Wait,
Yeah, no, this
hold
one
on.
they were actually, no, it was an actual animation for it. Like it's in the game file, so I'm assuming because they had to update all the animations and stuff that you know, that they did it.
That's interesting. So lots of bugs, lots of glitches, fun crap. Anyway, we got another Twitter question that came in while we were talking about that, and it is from Wraithfey. Thoughts, feelings on the latest Darkmoon Fair races? Haven't done them. Well, geez, Dom, you're there already.
It's like he's magic.
What?
It's
how did I
like
get-
he's magic.
How did I?
How did you get there?
I don't know.
So, guy who's like magic, what are your thoughts on the latest Darkmoon Fair races?
I did them briefly today. Like I said, I've been really busy this past week, so it just dropped Sunday.
Yeah.
I didn't get home till late yesterday and did not have enough time to try it yesterday. So I tried it today. I did each race with the new Wanderluster mount or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I was short 2 tolls on the long race
Okay.
and short 1 toll on the short race from golds. So just got to play around with it a little bit, find a shortcut or something, you know. And I don't think it'll be very difficult.
All right. Interesting. So that's, like I said, not much to talk about WoW-wise. It's a lot of PTR stuff here and there. If you're really interested in that, I suggest go look it up, because it's not really worth covering right now. Nothing big to talk about. So, general Blizzard news. This is about E3 this year. E3 apparently is getting a PC press conference. You know, there's always been the Nintendo, the Microsoft, the Sony. Well, now PC.
Nintendo pulled out the last 2 years, so
Mm-hmm. True.
They've been doing the Nintendo Direct.
Right, exactly. So PC's getting their own conference.
yeah.
And supposedly Blizzard is listed among other companies that are going to be present for this conference. So, what do you think Blizzard's gonna talk about with their allotted time at E3?
Actual Overwatch news. I hope. I
That'd be
mean,
pretty awesome.
they have to.
I don't think we're going to get any big major announcements here. We're going to get something substantial, something to whet our appetites. But if they announce anything huge here, there's really no point in having a BlizzCon. So,
Mhm.
knowing that they're going to have a BlizzCon this year, they're going to save the big meaty ones for BlizzCon. So, don't expect to hear Warcraft expansion news. They maybe will give you the name or something of it, and maybe the general theme. If there's like a new class or something, maybe information and like what it is, but I don't expect to
Doubt
see
it.
any footage or anything from it.
No, what you
No.
said initially, they're gonna tease. They'll probably just drop the name. They'll name drop it, and that's it.
Which will be completely fine because usually they like intentionally. I say intentionally because it always happens to leak like a week or two before BlizzCon, and I think that's just to psych people up to be like, oh, let me order this now, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's convenient that every year it just so happens to get leaked at the same time. It's either that or they got some moles in there that only find out information while they're setting up for BlizzCon or something. But I don't know. I wouldn't expect any big news, to be completely honest. So Overwatch
Nah.
stuff, you know, maybe
Heroes of the Storm, maybe.
the date for beta will get announced at E3. That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
You know,
I think,
100% expect a new hero, at least one to be announced,
Yeah.
minimum one, and 100% Heroes of the Storm is going to get 1 to 2 heroes announced there.
Maybe they'll make Half-Life 3.
Maybe they'll make Half-Life 3.
Maybe Overwatch is Half-Life 3.
No.
Hey, I had an idea for the newest Warcraft. expansion. You ready?
Go.
Nat Pagel's Clam Bake.
Nat Pagel's.
Think about it. I should get paid for this. I should get paid for this.
Is there anything else we need to cover for this? You killed me here.
No, I think we're done.
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess we could talk about how disappointing some of the dragon cards are now that we have them all.
No, I just want to live in magical Christmas land. They're all amazing.
We'll just go back to Nat Pagel's Clam Bake. This would be great.
Yeah, I agree.
Clam Bake. I agree. So, unless something comes up in the next 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's our show.
It was a show.
You know what I just realized? I'm now at the Dark Moon Fair, and we have a problem.
You can't go kill the Kael'thas now.
We hit a problem. We were supposed to end this show with me killing Kael'thas.
Yep.
Next week. Do it next week.
Do it during the Mad Lib.
I'm gonna
I know.
That
post
works.
show.
Post show. All right. So, what was I saying, John? Where can they find you? That's what I was saying.
You guys can find me at No More on the Twits and at Nahojm, NHOJM on YouTube for Let's Plays and junk
And John.
whenever I feel like.
Dom, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter. Edzista, Xizta with an underscore at the end. You can also find me on Twitch, Zista, Ixnay, the underscore doesn't exist. And find us on youtube.com/deadzista for all the VODs of this and our upcoming gaming show. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be on that YouTube. Maybe not. We'll figure it out by then.
Yeah, will.
But, and then you can also find me, Mike, and John on ASO TV Podcast on YouTube, where we discuss many, many shows. Game of Thrones. Tomorrow we'll be discussing the season finale of Gotham. Avengers Age of Ultron. And coming up on the last couple episodes of The Flash. So
Fun stuff. You covered that plug that I was going to do. You can find me on Twitter at Billedrin, Twitch at Billedrin, although I barely do anything there, and wherever else Dom said. And you can find us here for the next 3 weeks at least on Twitch TV/Zista at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Tuesday night. Thank you all for watching. Have a lovely evening, morning, whatever the hell you're watching this. I don't even announce it long transition anymore because apparently the XSplit update fixed that. I'm so sad.